Brandon, and this has been Buster, where I watch review budget movies for you. Today, I'm revealing a movie that's a riveting noir thriller, or so it says it is, on the back of its box. It stars Cole Hauser, Jamie Alexander, and Morgan Freeman. It is The Minute You Wake Up Dead. I found this in the $5 bin at my local Walmart. Is it worth the $5? Let's get to that synopsis and find out, shall we? You never know where you're headed until it's too late. Starring Morgan Freeman, Jamie Alexander, and Cole Hauser, the sexy, riveting noir thriller will keep you guessing after a shady, small-town stockbroker begins dating a shy waitress. A shocking murder takes place, and one of them may be responsible. As the word spread that there's money behind the killing, every criminal in town wants their share of the cash. One shocking plot twist follows another, and the bloody showdown leads to a mind-blowing finale. So, that is the synopsis of The Minute You Wake Up Dead. Why did I pick this up? Because when I saw it on the $5 bin, that's the artwork right there. I'm like, that looks intriguing. And I read the back, and I'm like, it's what I just read to you guys. And that sounded intriguing to me. So I'm sitting here going, okay, let me see this. I'll watch it. Morgan Freeman's not in this movie much. It's one of those independent films that, like Bruce Willis has been doing. And Morgan Freeman, they just put Morgan Freeman's name on here to try and sell it. I mean, it's distributed by Lionsgate, so it's originally by Grindstone Entertainment. So what do I think about this film? Okay, like I said, we have the stockbroker played by Cole Hauser, Ross. He is from a small town in Missouri. That he got he's a stockbroker, so he got a quick get-rich-quick scheme, that he decided to do. There was this merger taking place, and he had the people there give him their money. Some gave him all their life savings. Some of them only did a couple thousand. But when the merger didn't take place, everyone in this small town lost everything. To the point where some of them even lost their jobs. So, I mean, you're talking a small town, very religious small town setting that this movie takes place in. So when he comes back into town, people are just upset at him. He starts getting these phone calls to say, where will you be the minute you wake up dead? And he thinks nothing of it at first until he gets another one. And then all of a sudden it's like, maybe this is somebody who wants to be dead because they lost a lot of money. So he goes to the sheriff, who's played by Morgan Freeman in here, and he tells him this, and they try and work things out with what's going on. So Morgan Freeman ends up doing a lot of interviews with people who lost a bunch of money. Meanwhile, Ross is next door to a waitress played by Jamie Alexander, Delana. He moves in next door, had a crush on her growing up in high school. Now is his chance to make the move. He does. They end up going out on a date. Lo and behold, the next thing we know, her father winds up dead. And Ross thinks it was meant for me. They just entered the wrong house. So Morgan Freeman is starting to investigate this murder from that standpoint. So as things progress, he doesn't get any more calls. But when Jamie Alexander's like, I'm so shaken up, can I stay at your place, Ross? Sure, you can stay with me, he says. And all of a sudden, she stays with him, but then she goes, I can't go in that house anytime soon. It's too soon. Then the next day, she's actually there cleaning it out with a fellow workman that she works with at the diner named Lucius. Lucius is a fry cook there. He's the cook at this small diner. And when he talks right there, when Ross is out there with Delana, Ross is like, that's the voice. He knew that was the voice on the phone. That's just, where will you be the minute you wake up dead? And so he's like, okay. And so he was talking with Delana, and they were conversing back and forth. She said, oh, I left my earring over there. I must have dropped it. Could you see it? Yeah, sure. So we see that. We find out that her and Lucius are working together, and that it wasn't. We first get our first hint of what the mystery is. Her father was killed because of life insurance. Yeah, that's the whole thing. It was a misunderstanding. It wasn't meant for Ross. It was meant for her father because she's broke. Her father had gambling debts. And so they needed the money. So she decided to kill him. So because he was having cancer. And so if he died of cancer. So if he offed himself, like he was dying of cancer, he wanted to commit suicide. So if he unalived himself, she wouldn't have gotten any money. So he wanted her to get the money. So they hatched this plan for Lucius to kill him. Well, when that happens, we see that Lucius owes money to some bad people. We don't know why in this movie. I suppose it's drug dealing or something. It's never said in this movie what Lucius owes the money to these mobsters for, but they're there. That's where it kind of gets a little cheesy at times because they go to break off. Oh, no, he's a fry cook. He needs his hands. Oh, sorry. And then he's like, they go, his toe. We can take off his toe. And so it's like, what? You guys are just crazy. But it kind of lightens up the movie a little bit. It was more somber tone. So what happens next is there's a string of murders. Lucius dies. I'm not going to tell you how he dies, but it's really something like Off the Shelf Deadly Women. If you want to know what I'm talking about, that's your hint. So that happens. Lucius ends up dead. The sheriff ends up dead. Russ and Delana. Russ figures out everything. So he approaches Delana about it, and she goes, yeah, that's it. She shoots him. She doesn't kill him. She shoots him. And there's a car chase that happens, blah, 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 blah. Thing comes. She shoots him. The body is found in the river. His body is found in the river. We also find out that somebody else knew about this all along. And I'm not saying who it is because I want to leave that twist to you guys to find out. But there was somebody in here who found out about all this, who knew about all this all along, and they wanted their cut. The moment everything's pieced together by the deputy who's now the sheriff, and it all points to Delana, he comes, he arrests her. As he arrests her, and she's put into the car, the mail carrier puts an envelope into her mailbox. It was a check for $550 million that she was waiting for on the life insurance policy of her father. Oh, no, sorry, $550,000 that she was waiting for her father's life insurance. It's in there in the mailbox. No one grabs it. It's dead money now because she's going off to prison. But, yeah, there's a string of buys that build up in this movie and everything. It is a thriller, to say the least. It kind of leaves you guessing, but as soon as the first piece drops and the second piece, I figured out by piece number 2 when it dropped, I'm like, oh, this is where this is going. And then later they start revealing things on video for you guys. Then, yes, you guys figure out where it happens to go and what the outcome will be. And what that twist is that I'm talking about. So, what will I give The Minute You Wake Up Dead? I mean, it's a middle-of-the-road movie. I give it a 2 out of 5. A 2 out of 5. That's what I give it. Honestly, I've seen better. I've also seen worse. But like I said, it's like that middle-of-the-road territory between 2 and 3. It's middle of the road. And for me, I figured it out like after the second clue. Most people will. Some people might not figure it out to the end. That's the thing about thrillers like this. You don't know what you're watching until it might be too late for you. So the question remains, where will you be the minute you wake up dead? And I hope it's not because of this video. But as always, if you find this at your local $5 bin at Walmart, take it out. You know what? If you want to do this, find out what else is there. Make it a movie night. And remember, folks, to dive right in. I'll see you here next week. Bye.